West Windsor, New Jersey, a good community that's gone from its farmstead beginnings to being a booming bedroom community. Just a few clarifications at the outset. West Windsor and Princeton Junction are demographically and statistically the same town. Princeton Junction is the mailing address. It is the town to which the zip code is attached. Interestingly enough, as of late, there are some online shippers who do not in fact identify Princeton Junction as the zip code, but in fact West Windsor. The reasons for this, I suspect, and I did ask a couple people, but having lived here my entire life, I feel confident in at least putting this forward as a theory, is that the township used to identify more closely with the train station. It really was the defining feature of West Windsor. Also, its proximity to Princeton and Princeton University made the Princeton Junction moniker more appealing. Now, as the school district, which is the West Windsor-Plainsboro School District, has grown in prestige, there has been more of an incentive to link the town and all that comes with it with the school district as its own unique identifying characteristic. As you can see from a picture of the sign at our train station, not even New Jersey Transit and Amtrak can quite make up their minds whether it's Princeton Junction or West Windsor, so you split the difference and say it's Princeton Junction at West Windsor. The township is about 25.6 square miles. As of 2015-2016, the population was 27,988. With building that's been going on, I suspect it's probably more in the neighborhood of 28,000. Again, West Windsor is located in Mercer County, New Jersey. It's about 10 minutes from Princeton and Princeton University, and it's 20 minutes, give or take, from the state capital, which is Trenton. The average age of the resident of West Windsor is approximately 40.7. Most of the people living in the township fall within the 18 to 64 age group. We have a very, very small percentage of people who are 65 and older for reasons that I'm going to discuss as we go through some more statistics about the town. West Windsor is 51% female. Race and ethnicity is an interesting phenomenon here in West Windsor. In the 1970s and the 1980s, it was primarily Caucasian, white. However, in the 1980s, the 1990s, and the 2000s, we've had an explosion in diversity, though I use that term loosely because the diversity is somewhat limited. About 45% of the people living in West Windsor identify as white. 46% identify as Asian. This includes Chinese, Japanese, Korean. But those are our two primary racial makeups. We do not have that many people who are Hispanic. We do not have that many people who are black. So while West Windsor can be said to be diverse, we consider ourselves diverse. The fact is that we're not quite as diverse as we could be, or maybe would like to think of ourselves as. The average person living in West Windsor makes approximately $67,790 a year. The median household income is about $167,600. This is more than double the rate in Mercer County, as well as in New Jersey itself. Only about 3.1% of the residents of West Windsor live below the poverty line. This is not surprising, the poverty statistic, based on the per capita income and the median household income. Most of the families who live in West Windsor are married couples. Approximately 87% of the residents are married. There's about 9,615 total households. Housing in West Windsor is another interesting phenomenon. First of all, there's not a tremendous amount of available real estate, whether it's single-family dwellings or apartments, townhouses, condominiums. The vast majority of them are occupied, and occupied the vast majority of the time. Most of the time, people living in West Windsor live in the houses or the townhouses or the apartments or the condos, which they do in fact own. 74% of the houses in West Windsor are single unit. This has been true for a number of years, although it has gone up and down depending on economics, depending on growth rate, depending on real estate market, etc. The average home is about $588,000. The vast majority of residents, as you might suspect, based on median income and cost of housing and everything else like that, the vast majority of them have a bachelor's degree or higher. Again, it's about double the rate for the surrounding county as well as New Jersey as a whole. Because of the affluence of the community, because of its location, the simple fact is that there is not a tremendous amount of crime in West Windsor, or, as this particular statistic calls it, Princeton Junction. It's safer than about 55% of the cities in the United States. There have been no recent reported incidents of violent crime. Most of the crime that occurs around here is property crime, so it's breaking and entry, burglary, vandalism, etc. I've lived here since 1979, and I have never been the victim of anything that even approximated a crime. The vast majority of people living in West Windsor are employed, and many of them have what would be considered white-collar jobs, as you can see from the statistics here. The schools. West Windsor Plainsboro is a regional school district that serves approximately 9,756 pupils of various ages. Both high schools have impressive state and national rankings relative to achievement, test scores, honors advanced placement courses, the kinds of colleges attended, all of those things that the people who keep statistics on education look for in ranking schools. Aside from the high quality of life, as evidenced by some of the slides that came before, the single greatest draw of West Windsor is its highly ranked, nationally recognized school system. The community has always been built around and existed as an outgrowth of the schools. West Windsor is not the only town with a train station, but it has one of the best school districts in the area, which means that real estate is always in demand in spite of the fact that it is a fairly expensive place to live. Community life in West Windsor is rich and varied: volunteer organizations, sports, community life. There's tremendous religious diversity in the town. We have a number of mosques, temples, churches, and all of these organizations within the town certainly do their own thing, but they are highly involved in the community, and they can very often be seen cooperating with the schools and one another for the betterment of the community. An interesting factoid: West Windsor is the home of Grover's Mills. This is the site of the alien invasion dramatized in the now infamous radio broadcast on October 31st, 1938, that sent much of the world into a panic. But is West Windsor a good community? Absolutely. It's safe, there's low crime statistics, there's little to no violent crime, there's very little racial incidents, there's no evidence of racial animus. Residents often come for the schools and the train station, which affords a unity of purpose and ideology. There's a strong sense of community that strengthens the schools, it strengthens the community identity, and it keeps a community safe. There's diversity, although as discussed before, the diversity is somewhat limited. People are invested in the community. There's ample opportunities to get involved in schools, the arts, sports, institutions, public service. In West Windsor, relationships lie at the heart of the community. It lies at the heart of how it defines itself and how it has always defined itself. Therefore, I would say West Windsor is in fact a good community. I am proud to be a member. Thank you.